from Indiana, born and raised in Indiana. I married my high school sweetheart. We got married when we were 20. Still married though, we're good, 12 years. We have 2 really cute kids. This is where I was cueing the picture of the 2 really cute kids. And 2 really, really cute pugs. Cue the picture of the really cute pugs. I was a NICU nurse for 10 years. I worked up in Chicago at Northwestern. I started my own photography business last year, and I also was an online nursing instructor before I started Unique. Unique was not on my radar. I was obviously very busy. I was like the Sarah Robbins, if there was an objective, I had it. I had no time, I had no desire. It was brought to me originally through a group of my friends that I met online when I was pregnant with my first child, who's 9 now, so we've known each other for 10 years. They're my best friends. We talk all day, every day. We're the type of friends that buy everything that each other buy, do everything each other do. You probably know some of their names: Sherry Brown, Tammy DeWitt. Those are 2 of my black uplines. My sponsor is actually Missy Hand. She's a purple exclusive level presenter. And 2 other of our friends who signed up underneath Tammy. And Tammy was the first one to start. She started in May or June of last year, right? Yeah. And, I don't know. Is it 2015 now? 2013. And, she would talk about it, this great mascara, and she would, ask if I would want to host a party, and I'm like, anti-direct sales, and I'm just like, no, I don't really want to host a party. Finally, she just sent me a free mascara, and she's like, I'm going to set this party up for you. You're going to put the mascara on, and you're going to put, I was like the horrible friend that wouldn't host a party for her, which is why I always tell my girls, your friends are probably your worst customers. So if you're sad that your family and friends won't host a party for you, don't worry about it, it's fine, because I was that person. And so I did a party. I was the worst hostess ever. I didn't post once, I don't think, in my party. That was in October. And finally in December, now at this point, Sherry and Tammy are getting pretty high up. They're making some money, seeing a lot of success with this company, and basically told me, look, if you don't sign up, we're going to steal your personal information and sign you up because you're really stupid if you don't do this. So this was December of 2013, and I said, okay, fine, I'll sign up. I need a new lash anyways, right? So I signed up, and I started my launch party. And within a few days, I made my kit money back, pretty typical. And within a week, I was yellow. And a couple weeks later, I had 3 girls on my team, and I was like, okay, I can do this. This is great. This is great. So I finished off my first month as yellow, and January came along, and I genuinely started getting really excited about the product. I actually was wearing the lashes at this point in my business. I told any and everybody on Facebook. I posted about it all the time, and I started noticing people being attracted to me and messaging me, what are you talking about? What is this mascara? Pretty soon, by the end of the month, I was green. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And that was the month that Sherry Brown hit black. And by hitting black, she was the 10th presenter to hit black. She earned a $10,000 check from the company. And I know this meant a lot to her because we vacation together every year. We go to Vegas, and I know the last 5 years or so that we've gone, we've all stressed over money. And so I knew what this meant to her. And you know what? I thought, if Sherry can do it, I can do it. Why? If she could, what if she had that I don't? And I'm a super competitive person. I don't think money has. I think you mentioned that money drives the type A people and the Reds. I don't think that was necessarily my drive in this business. My drive is that I'm super competitive, and I saw my friends succeeding, and I knew if they could do it, I could do it. So I was going to do it. So I told everybody in January when I hit green, I'm going to hit black by my birthday. And my birthday is July 26th. I hit black July 28th. So 2 days shy, but we'll call it a wash, it's fine. So like everybody else has said, if you want to do it, write it down. Tell yourself you're gonna do it. You can do it because, okay, so reversing a little bit. When Amanda asked us to bring something that related to our business, like the number one tip, cash and carry was our thing, bring a set of lashes, or if being organized was your thing, bring a journal or calendar or whatever. I thought, that's great. I love that idea. But then I started thinking more about it, and I'm like, crap, I don't have a thing. What's my thing? So I'm like, asking my husband, what's my thing? I'm asking my friends, what's my thing? I don't have a thing. And Sherry Brown says, your thing is, you just did it. So, I don't know, give away a pair of Nikes or something. Just do it. And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, she's right. Like, I'm just an average person. I don't have any direct sales experience. I came into this just to get my kit money back and the set of lashes that came with it. But I saw the potential, and I saw how it was affecting people and other people, and I quickly put my all into it, and I just did it. So I'm not giving away a pair of Nikes today, but sorry. But I do want to tell you a little story. I don't know if you all heard the story of the bumblebee, story of the bee. I'm giving away a little diamond bee charm to put with your promotional charms that we get through Unique, because the story of the bee is that it's been scientifically proven that the bee should not be able to fly. Its body's too fat for its wings to hold it in the air. Like, it should not be able to fly. But the bee doesn't know it shouldn't be able to fly. It just flies. And that's really where I started in this business, is I didn't know I wasn't supposed to succeed. If you look at the history of other direct sales companies, a lot of people come with backgrounds. They come with sales. They come with a team. It was just me. I had no team, and I didn't know that the cards were stacked against me, but I knew that I wanted to hit black in July, so I was going to hit black in July, so I just did. And I know that sounds cliche, and you're like, okay, yeah, give us some real tips on how you did it, but I think that's what I really want you to take away today. I will give you some tips, but in general, I want you to know that this is something you all can do if you just believe that you can. You can fly. Everybody here can fly. I loved how you showed how easy it is, how many people are connected. We talked about this last night at dinner with my purple girls who were there and their team, and how interesting it is how we all connect, because Natalie, she was my very first purple on my team. I didn't know her, but she'd signed up under one of my first levels. No, she was under Tracy, who was under my first level, and Ashley, the girl underneath me, worked with me for forever, and one of the girls underneath Natalie, I went to high school with. And I'm like, how did we go from here to here, and we're all connected? And I mean, it's a really cool thing. It's a social network business. We're all connected. You can talk about your business wherever you go, build relationships with people. It's such a really cool, we have the best compensation plan, you guys. I don't know anything about any of the other companies, but I know ours is the best, because I know if I can get to the top in 8 months with zero experience and just me, then I know anybody can. So that's what I want you to take away from that. So somebody will be getting a cute little bee to put with their charms. Let's see what else. Okay, so some of the tips that I'll share with you today, just thinking about over the last year and how I've built my team. I think a lot of the tips have already been mentioned, but I just kind of want to reinforce. The first one, and I think it's very, very important, is to decide what you want. I talk a lot about with my girls when they first sign up what their goals are, and we kind of reevaluate those over the course of the next few months because honestly, it usually changes. My goal was to make my kit money back. I made that kit money back and I was getting those dings on my email and I was like, okay, like I'll roll with it. Like my why changed quickly. And I think it's important to understand you have to know why you want it you have to know why you want to win in order to win, right? I don't know how else to say that, but just more about how your why can change. I originally wanted my kit money back, but really, for a long time, I was really struggling with my nursing schedule. I worked 12-hour night shifts, and I thought when my kids went to school, it would be easier because I could sleep during the day. Finally, after 10 years of doing this, sleep during the day when they're at school. It was totally the opposite. I mean, I did sleep more during the day, but they're in activities, and like I was having to have someone else take them to their games, and I was missing out on all of that. And it was really stressing me out, and even though I only worked 2 days a week, it felt like everything important fell on those 2 days. So you just, I don't know how to explain it, but I just knew that I really, really wanted to be home for my kids. So that's why I was taking on these other jobs. I started teaching online nursing classes, hoping the extra income there would be able to help replace what I would if I left the hospital. I started my photography business so that I could maybe build it enough so that that could maybe together with the online teaching, you know, help replace that income. And then Unique was like throwing itself in my face, and I'm like, no, like I must have shooted away 500 times. So don't discount your Laura Dilleys, because 6 months it took me, and then you know, I hit black in 8 months. So goals. For every goal, you have to create an action plan. And I just talked about this with my team, so they're probably like, whatever. But we talk about this every month. At the beginning of every month, I make them write down their 4 Ps. Their goals for their PRS, their goals for the number of parties they want to have, the number of presenters that they want to have, and the promotion that they want for that month. And it's important to write that down because, you know, a lot of people will be like, I just want to hit pink, and so however many presenters and however many parties that takes is what I want. Well, okay, that's great. That's a great goal that you want pink and you know that you want that, but unless you have the action behind it, it's not going to happen. I knew I wanted black in July. I didn't just like willy-nilly get to black in July. Like I had to write down what I wanted to get to the next steps, to get to the next steps, to get to the next steps in order to get to black. And it all works together. You know, to hit pink, you need to have 1 qualified presenter underneath you. So if it's just you right now and you're yellow, you need 1 person, but you really, if you think about it, only 1 person out of 3 is really going to sell for you. That's just kind of how it is. They say, you know, 1/3 will do nothing. The middle third will do a little, and then your other third is going to be, they're going to be your rock stars. And so really, in order to get the 1 that's going to be qualified, you're going to need to sponsor 3. So that should be your goal for sponsoring. Your minimum PRS is $250. But again, if it's just you and a small team that you're building, you're going to need more than $250 in PRS. So you really should shoot higher for like more like 1 to 2,000 PRS, because you're going to need that in your company your $2,000 company wholesale. And then the other key part of it is the parties. You're like, well, I just want to have, you know, I just want a party. Well, no, like on average, my parties are probably, I say anywhere from 300 to 500, a good party. And then I have, you know, probably half of my parties that do nothing. So you got to factor those into that as well. So if I'm going to get, on average, a $400 parties to put me at $1,200, I'm going to need to have at least 6 parties, right? Because I'm factoring in that half of them are going to do nothing. So your realistic goal really would be to say, I need 3 presenters, I need $1,200 PRS, and I need 6 parties, and then I'll be pink. So you really have to like think about your actions behind your goals to be successful. The next is talk. Talk to everybody. And this was really hard for me because I'm not exactly the best people person skills. And kind of like my people, I like my inner circle, so like talking to people outside of that circle really scared me. It just wasn't something I was the best at, but for some reason Unique brought that out in me. I could talk about mascara all day long, which is really weird for a girl who hardly wore makeup. But I was so passionate about this business, I still am obviously, but don't just talk about the business. Like everybody has said today, build relationships with people. When you go to the grocery store, bring up a conversation with people in line and talk about them, because that's really, people love to talk about themselves. So talk about them, build a relationship. When you go to get your hair done, when you go to get your nails done, because your nail girl might be, I'm just saying, she might be good. Talk about your business. Everywhere you go, build relationships. I do this exercise with my girls. I have a Get to Green boot camp that we do. And one of the exercises is for them to make a video, like a 30-second video, answering the question, what do you do? When someone asks you, what do you do for a living, what's your answer? And I have them do this exercise for a couple reasons, because I really struggled with this answer for a long time. I was a nurse, I was a photographer, I was not like, how much time do you have? Sit down, I got all kinds of jobs to talk to you about. But I always left out Unique, and I don't know why, because I was probably making more money in that job than I ever was in the other 3 jobs very quickly, but it just felt like a stigma attached almost to it, and like, I have a nursing degree. I'm really good at what I do. I really enjoyed working with the babies, and I didn't regret that, and I didn't want to take away that identity of myself. And so it took me a while to do that. So that's one of the reasons I do that exercise with my girls, is because I want them to be able to see themselves, not just for me, but for this, so they can watch themselves back and see them answer that question. You really should be able to say it, say it proud, talk about it to anybody who will listen, because when you're in this business, this social network business, people are watching you. People are watching you, I still have people 12, 13 months later that are messaging me like, okay, I saw that last post, like, this must be a real deal. Tell me about this mascara. Like, they've been watching me all this time, but they're just now connecting with me. So, talk about your business. That leads into my next point, is be positive on and off social networks. The power of positivity is a huge thing. I've noticed recently in my team group, I had to shut down the group to people commenting, or people starting posts, because it really started to take a negative turn. There's just those people that they'll take one negative and it just spirals. And it broke my heart to do that, because I really love helping people, and I wanted to answer all those questions, but it burns you out when over and over and over again it's just negative. Like, just be positive. Yeah, we all have to vent about things, and we all have our issues, but turn it around, make it a positive. People are, like I said, people are watching you. So I'm scrolling through my news feed, and I see someone complaining about their baby daddy, or like money problems, or like calling people names and then I see that they're a Unique presenter, and I'm like, oh, no, like, what are you doing? People are watching you. They're watching you, and they want to see you be positive. If you are a positive light, people will be drawn to you. I'm like the baby of the blacks. I only have 39, 40 first level presenters, and most of them have all come to me. I haven't called anybody on the phone. I have reached out to people who I thought would be potential good presenters, but most of them have come to me, and they've come to me because they see my excitement. They see my passion about it. They see that I'm making money. They see that I'm positive. They don't see me talking bad about baby daddy and money issues, and like, they see the positive, and that draws people. So be positive. Be a team player. Was just demonstrated in this entire room. Like, this is not just my business. Yes, it's my business, but I would not be where I am if I didn't have, everybody below me doing their part and being who they are. So I always encourage my girls when they first start and, they're trying to start all their launch parties and doing their parties. I always comment and I like on their posts and I encourage them and talk on their pages, and I encourage them to do the same to their people. Like, this is a team effort. We can all work together. This is not a solo show. So be a team player. And the last thing I wanted to say was one of the things that I do with my team that I feel works really well is what I call the 5 Lash Challenge. And we do this every month at the beginning of the month. I do it every month at the beginning of the month. The 5 Lash Challenge is to order your 5 mascaras right at the beginning of the month. The reason I do this is because it automatically qualifies me. I cannot stand to see zeros in my downline. I can't stand it. I can't stand it for myself. I can't stand it for my team. It's like that zero. It's the worst thing ever. So the $145 automatically takes me off the zero. I'm automatically qualified. So my first thing is lit up. That makes me happy. And in order to succeed and move up our ranks, we needed to have qualified presenters under us. So not only am I being qualified, am I helping myself, I'm helping my sponsor. I'm helping my sponsor because she needs, X number of qualified people underneath her. And if we coach ourselves and we coach our teams to do the same, and everybody's duplicating that, then, everybody's going to be qualified at the beginning of the month. And then what to do with those 5 lashes. I always take one, and I use it as a hostess incentive. And I understand not everybody has the money right off the bat, but if you take a portion of what you make in 1 month and continuously put it back into your business, you will reap the reward. So take the money that you earned and use it to give to a hostess for someone to get a party going, or send it to a mommy blogger, or someone. If you have someone on your friends list that has a lot of friends, that Facebook algorithm is really high, send them a free mascara, because guess what? If they love it, they're going to talk about it, and all their people are going to see it because they have a high Facebook algorithm, and pretty soon you're going to have lashes or a new presenter, or The other one I use, a lot of times I'll use it for incentives for my team. And then the others, cash and carry. I always have mascara in my purse because people are always dialing me, texting me with lash emergencies. And I sell probably half of what I sell in a month is out of my purse. So cash and carry, incentives for your team. But I highly recommend you try the 5 Lash Challenge, try it with your teams. It's been really successful for my team. I feel like most of the girls underneath me really try to do the 5 Lash Challenge. So I think that might be it. I just have my giveaway.